Hello, everyone. I am Coach Shelly Lee. I empower aspiring authors to bring their stories to life by guiding them through the writing process and supporting them in achieving their publishing goals. Welcome to Write on Saturday. Today's topic is the first step to writing your book: pray, inviting God into your author journey. For the next couple of Saturdays, I am going to be teaching you the pen paper published 5P method. And the first P of that 5P method is to pray. The power of prayer and writing. Imagine sitting in front of your computer, staring at a blank page, feeling the weight of your story but not knowing where to start. What if the key to unlocking your words is not writing, but praying? Why pray first? Well, the Bible says pray without ceasing. We need to take all things to God in prayer before we make a decision. At least that's what I believe. So, writing a book is not just a project, it's a calling. Prayer aligns your heart with God's purpose. It removes fear, builds courage, and brings peace to your process. And you are definitely going to need peace when it comes to writing your book and staying the course in the author journey. What we will cover: part one is praying before you write your book, part two is praying while writing your book, and part three is praying after your book is written. Let's start with part one: praying before you write your book. One thing you need to pray for is the right mindset to write. If you're sitting up there feeling scared, you're probably not ready to write your book. If you're sitting up there with no self-doubt and no confidence, you are probably not ready to write your book. And these things can handicap you from getting your book written. But if you have the right mindset to write, then you're ready to go forth, whether you're scared, have self doubt, or anything like that. So, one thing you need to pray for when it comes to the right mindset is clarity of purpose. Who is this book for? Are you writing this book to help someone overcome a problem? Are you writing this book um, because you want to see if you're a good writer? Are you writing this book because you want to maybe start a hobby as an entrepreneur or a business as an entrepreneur and you want to see how this is going to go? What is your purpose for writing the book? You need to pray for the mindset to write with confidence and courage. You don't want to write with fear. You want to write without fear. You need to pray for discipline and focus to follow through. You need to follow through with planning your schedule. You need to follow through with your outline. You need to even follow through with setting aside time to even get started on writing your book. And you need peace of mind. You want joy and not stress. So the right mindset is the first thing to pray for. Then you want to pray for a team of helpers. Now you need an author coach. You know that I am an author coach myself, and an author coaches provide guidance and support. You need a graphic designer. This is the person that you need to bring your book cover to life with your creativity and your vision. So you want somebody that's going to work with you and not against you. You need a proofreader and an editor, someone that's going to treat your book as their book and proofread it for clarity, proofread it for excellence. Make sure there's no pronunciation errors, no spelling errors, grammar. Make sure the sentence structure is correct and things like that. You also need a support system. Maybe you have family members, maybe you have church members, or maybe you have a group of people that are going to support you in your journey. Um, I have just launched the Aspiring Authors in Action membership, AAA membership. And this is a community of aspiring authors who are all working on writing their book in various forms. Some probably are just getting started, some are kind of midway through, and some are almost ready to push publish. But they are a community of aspiring authors in actions. They are doing the work to get their author journey together and done and over with so that they can go to the next step. This just launched this month. The first 7 spots are going to be for $7, and then the regular membership will be $19. So if you are interested in that, make sure you check the bio on my YouTube channel so that you can get registered. I'm excited about it. Um, and we're looking forward to seeing you get your book published. The next thing to pray for is time management. You need time to write. So are you going to write for 15 minutes or are you going to write for an hour? How often are you going to write? Are you going to write once a week or are you going to write twice a week? You need to carve out a dedicated space. Then you need to avoid procrastination. Now, when it comes time for us to do something, all other excuses or all other drama can occur, be it emergencies or be it just us trying to come up with excuses of not staying committed. Then you need to be able to manage your work and life balance. You may work a full-time job and you're also trying to work on writing your first book. So you need to balance your peace of mind and practice self-care. You also need to focus and eliminate distractions. Hold on a minute, y'all. Let me get some water. Okay, when you know that it is time for you to write, this is your day, this is your time that you have dedicated to writing your book, you need to make sure that you make the most of this session. So if you have children, maybe that's their nap time. If they're older children, you can send them to their room and they'll understand, okay, mama's trying to write her book so that she can leave a legacy for us. So make sure that you remove all distractions, get off of Facebook, put your phone on do not disturb. You can even use your phone as your timer. So that way you can set a timer on your phone and let's get this book written. Part 2, praying while you write your book. Now, you pray in the beginning, but you also need to pray while you're writing it. You need to pray to stay the course. In staying the course, you need perseverance. You need to pray for the strength to keep going, even when the words don't flow easily or progress feels slow. You need to pray for endurance. Ask God to renew your energy and commitment so you can see your book through to completion. Sometimes life can keep happening and we can get sidetracked and we're almost ready to push that publish button, but something can occur and it stops us from seeing the book get through to the end. You need to pray for resilience, which I misspelled that word, but forgive me. Pray for the ability to bounce back from setbacks, writer's block, or discouragement, because it's going to come. Anytime we're doing something for God, most of the time, the enemy or even self can come and try to distract us. So we got to have that resilience and faith. Trust that God is guiding your steps and that the message He's placed on your heart will reach those it's meant to bless. You need to pray for consistency and dedication. You need focus. You need a clear mind. There's no way you can sit up there and write a book if your mind is negative. I don't see you being able to do that. You want your writing time to be productive and purposeful. You definitely need motivation. By having an author coach, that can be motivating. With your support system, that can be motivation. And of course, you need God's divine inspiration to stay the course. Because sometimes you can get excited when it comes to writing a book, but as you continue to try to finish chapter 1 and go to chapter 2, that excitement can fade. You definitely need energy. Pray for physical, mental, and spiritual energy to pour into your writing, even when life feels overwhelming. And balance. Like I mentioned, you may work full time, you may go to college online full time. Let me tell y'all, and I tell this story all the time because a lot of people say they don't have time to write a book. And I'll give you the short version. 2015, God came to me and said, it's time to put it on paper. During that time, I was working an 8-hour job. I was running my business, an 8-hour full-time job. I was running my business full-time. I was going to college online full-time, raising my two children full time. My daughter was going to college online full time. My son, I was homeschooling him full time from ninth through 12th grade. Now, how you're gonna, I know you're asking, well, how did she find time to write her book? I knew what was important to me. I knew what God called me to do, and I set myself down and set aside time to get it written. So I would write during my lunch hour. I would write on my two breaks. And then when I got home, after I helped my daughter and my son and cooked and did whatever else I needed to do, I would set aside at least 30 minutes to an hour to write. And that's how I got my book done. So when it comes to excuses, I kind of frown on that because when there's something that we really want to do, we're going to find the time to do it. I think about how women get manicures and pedicures. Sometimes you can be in that shop forever. Think about when you're getting your hair done and your appointment is at 10 o'clock and it's 11 o'clock and you're still waiting on your head. Most of the time, you ain't going to leave. You're going to wait until your hair is done. So you will sit there all that time until you've gotten your hair completed, your hair styled. So I don't believe in the no excuse situations. Anyway, you need to pray for your author coach. You need to have the humility to receive help from your author coach. You need to expect, an author coach needs to encourage you to keep going. You need to be open to the feedback from your author coach, and you need to expect support from your author coach. Then you need to trust the process. These are 4 books. 3 of them I've already self-published. The last one, the one that says the Shelter Series First Love Book 2, that's the one I'm working on. So you need to have patience with the timeline. You need to have peace in waiting, gratitude for progress, and vision for the final product. I do have a write your course in 90 days or less with no stress that I have. 2 of my clients, Ashley Marie and also Shakia Toran, have went through this course and they have written their books in 90 days or less. So it's a online program. I am with you every step of the way, and those are my success stories from that course so far. Part 3, praying after you write your book. Remember I said pray without ceasing? During your author journey, you need to always be prayerful. You need to pray for lasting impact and fulfillment. You want completion and excellence. So you want your pages to be formatted well. You don't want any spelling or grammar errors. And you want to know that you poured your best into every page. You want a legacy. You want your book to inspire others. And you're leaving something for your children to have income from once you're gone. And it's also another stream of revenue for you yourself too. You want your message to be recognized. Maybe you wrote a book for singles who are waiting on God. So as a single, that would be the type of book that I would buy as because I'm waiting to be married myself. And so I would want information on how are these people dealing with waiting on him and tools to use as I stated, of course. So you want your book to speak to your audience that you wrote the book for. And you want faith that the work will multiply. Trust that your obedience will produce more than just a book. It will plant seeds that multiply and bless others. Then you want insightful feedback and reader appreciation. You want encouragement from your readers. So you want them to give you reviews for your book. Hey, I bought Shelly's book. She wrote this book well. This book spoke to my heart. You want constructive criticism. I spelled that one wrong too, y'all. I was trying to hurry up and get this done while I had the energy. So once again, please forgive me. Ask God to help you receive feedback with grace. You want the resources to keep going. So you got to pray for time, money, and tools and support so you can continue to write, share, and grow. You also want spiritual and personal growth. You want to believe that the journey of writing will stretch you and strengthen your walk with God, preparing you for what's next. Here is a testimonial I wanted to share. I just put out Let Me Encourage You to Pray, Believe, and Wait last year around November or December. And this is author Frederica Wynn. She said, Let me encourage you to pray, believe, and wait by Shelly Lee. Reading this book was so inspiring. I love the scriptures and how she made the book to reflect as you read. Her story, along with her son going through surgeries and how God answered her prayers, her faith in believing that God would heal was her testimony in favor. Then she also did a Facebook post. She said, Shelly Lee, this inspired me over the past week reading, and I just finished. I needed this message personally. I recommend reading for anybody that's journaling and needing prayer guidance. You need to pray for constructive insights and new opportunities. That's another misspelled word, y'all. I do plan on going back and fixing these slides here, but that just shows my transparency because I do make mistakes and I'm human. So you want to pray for doors to open that lead to financial success, helping you reach the readers who need your book. You want sales, and ask for the book to sell well, not just for financial gain, but to ensure that its message reaches a wide audience. You want resources. You want to be on podcasts. Maybe you want to do podcasts. Maybe you want to be on platforms in magazines. The sky is the limit. You also want to pray for fulfillment and obedience. Pray that the success of your book brings a sense of fulfillment, not only in achieving your goals, but also in knowing you made a positive impact. When I talked about opening doors, I just had uh, a podcast with IPN Podcast, and it was interviews and conversations. So this is the flyer that she created. So I just wanted to show you this was an opportunity that I just completed last week. Now, if God told you to write the book, why are you still waiting? What if you had the tools you needed to write your book with no stress and no excuses? Well, I have an answer for you. My answer is my answer is for you to grab my Author Journey digital bundle and finally obey the assignment. Let's finish what he started in you. So, you're asking, what's in the Author Journey digital bundle? Well, I'm going to tell you. There is the From Dream to Done Write Your Book ebook. There is the From Dream to Done Write Your Book podcast. There is the I Dare You to Write Your First Story workbook. And 90 days of empowering affirmations for aspiring authors. Y'all, this bundle, if you were to buy this bundle is worth a total value of $258. Today's price is only $97. I put it down for y'all. I made sure that I provided you with the tools that I did not have when I started my author journey. I had to go on Mr. Google and Miss YouTube and piece together this information and set it up to where I can understand it before I can even publish my book. So this is a great bundle, if I must say so myself. Now, what are the benefits? You get faith-fueled motivation. Those affirmations, y'all, I made sure that I catered them and fixed them to where you will be inspired to write each day. Clarity from start to finish. You got a step-by-step plan to write your book. There's an outline in there. There is, hey, the title of my book is going to be, who I'm going to use for my author coach, what platforms I want to publish on. Stress-free planning. I give you simple tools to help you organize your ideas and get it done. Confidence to start writing. You're going to kick fear to the curb and believe you can write your book. Spirit-led and results-driven. This Author Journey Digital Bundle is not just inspiration, it's action backed by faith. Now, you're not alone. God is your co-author. Your story matters. Your message has weight, but you don't have to do it alone. When you invite God into your author journey, the impossible becomes possible. Tune in next week for the 5P method, second P, which is plan your author journey. Thank you for watching. I hope that something I've said will help you begin your author journey. Take care, be blessed, and have a nice day.